Success is not an accident, nor is it a gift of fate. It is governed by laws, immutable, universal laws, just as surely as gravity holds you to the earth. Break them, Lincoln lost, and you will stumble. Obey them, and the world must yield to your will. Today I will reveal to you the laws that every man and woman must know if they are to build a life of power. Lincoln lost and prosperity. Are you ready to stop guessing and start building? You may wonder why, despite working hard, despite putting in long hours and endless effort, success still seems to elude you. It is not a lack of effort that holds you back. It is not a lack of intelligence or opportunity. It is the absence of a definite purpose. A clear, Lincoln lost burning goal that directs every thought, every action, and every moment of your day. Let me tell you this truth plainly: the man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder. Lincoln lost. He moves, he does not move forward. He expends energy, but he does not advance. He may look busy, he may feel exhausted, but he does not arrive. He cannot arrive because he does not know where he is going. 1,000 distractions pull him in 1,000 directions. He becomes a slave to circumstances, reacting to life instead of creating it. But when you establish a definite purpose, everything changes. Your mind, once scattered, becomes focused. Your energy, once wasted, becomes concentrated. You stop chasing after every opportunity, and instead you begin attracting only those that serve your vision. Lincoln lost. You no longer wake up wondering what the day will bring. You wake up knowing exactly what you will bring to the day. Success does not respond to vague wishes or half-hearted dreams. It responds to clarity, to intensity, to unwavering resolve. Lincoln lost. Your purpose must be so clear that you can write it down in a single sentence. Your desire must be so strong that no failure can extinguish it. Lincoln lost. Your vision must be so vivid that it feels more real to you than your current reality. Think of every great achievement you admire. Every inventor, every leader, every builder of empires. None of them stumbled upon success by accident. They started with a purpose so definite, so precise, that nothing could sway them from it. Lincoln lost. They were mocked, doubted, misunderstood, but they persisted because their purpose burned brighter than any criticism. A man with a purpose becomes magnetic. Lincoln lost. People are drawn to him. Resources are attracted to him. Even the obstacles he faces begin to look like stepping stones because he views them through the lens of his mission. Lincoln lost. He is not derailed by difficulties, he is refined by them. He is not weakened by adversity, he is sharpened. Purpose gives power to your speech, precision to your actions. Lincoln lost discipline to your habits. It transforms procrastination into urgency, hesitation into boldness. Lincoln lost. You stop waiting for the right time because you realize that the right time is whenever you decide to move. Every moment becomes a chance to advance your cause. Lincoln, every setback becomes a lesson in disguise. You do not need a perfect plan to begin, only a definite purpose. Once you commit, the how will reveal itself. Lincoln lost. The road will not appear all at once, but the next step will always become clear. And when you take that step, the next one follows. Action guided by purpose creates momentum. Momentum is the engine of destiny. Do not confuse activity with progress. Do not measure your life by how much you do. Lincoln lost, but by how aligned your actions are with your purpose. 10 minutes of action driven by purpose can achieve more than 10 hours of busy motion with no direction. Lincoln lost. You were not born to drift. You were born to drive forward. Inside you lies a mission no one else can fulfill. Lincoln lost. The question is not whether you have the strength or the intelligence. The question is whether you have the clarity and the courage. Decide today. Declare your purpose. Lincoln lost. Commit to so deeply that the universe itself feels your conviction. Because the moment you define your purpose, Lincoln lost, your life stops being an accident and starts becoming a masterpiece. Faith is the unseen force that makes the impossible possible. Lincoln, it is the inner power that fuels every great endeavor, every breakthrough, every miracle of achievement the world has ever witnessed. Without faith, Lincoln, even the strongest plan falls flat. With it, even the most fragile idea can shake mountains. Faith is not merely belief. It is belief with action, belief with fire. Lincoln, leaf so complete that doubt cannot survive in its presence. Every success story begins in the mind, but it only materializes when that vision is backed by absolute belief. Lincoln lost. You cannot build anything great while carrying the weight of uncertainty. Doubt weakens the will. Fear paralyzes the hand. Lincoln lost, but faith electrifies every thought and energizes every step. It transforms a simple idea into an obsession, and that obsession becomes the blueprint for destiny. When a man believes in his purpose with intensity, he speaks differently. He walks differently. He does not ask for permission to succeed. He expects it. And that expectation is what draws the resources, the people, the circumstances that align with his vision. This is not some abstract mystical theory. It is a law. Lincoln lost. What you believe in with deep emotion, you begin to move toward, and it begins to move toward you. Faith allows you to see what is not yet visible. It sharpens your focus not on what is, but on what can be. It allows you to act boldly before the evidence appears. Most people wait until they see results before they believe. Lincoln lost, and in doing so, they wait forever. But the achiever believes first, and then the results arrive. It is belief that creates momentum, not the other way around. There will be moments when your path looks dark. You will encounter rejection, failure, ridicule. These moments are inevitable, but they are not the end. They are merely the test. Faith is what carries you through the storm. Faith is what reminds you that the goal is still ahead, even if the road is hidden in fog. Without that conviction, you will turn back the moment resistance appears, but with it you will press on, not because the way is easy, but because the destination is worth it. Faith is not passive. It is not sitting in hope, waiting for fate to favor you. It is bold movement, born from the certainty that what you desire is already possible. And when your belief is unshakable, your energy becomes unstoppable. You become the kind of person who inspires others to believe in themselves simply because your own conviction is so alive. Lincoln lost. Look closely at any man who has achieved greatness. You will find a moment when he stood alone, before the crowd, before the applause, before the success. Lincoln lost, and what carried through that lonely season was faith. He saw a future that others could not. Lincoln lost. He held on to that vision so fiercely that even the world's silence could not silence him. If you can hold your belief when everything around you tries to shake it. Lincoln lost, you become a force of nature. If you can keep faith when no one claps, when no one notices, when nothing seems to move, you become unbreakable. Lincoln lost because it is not the world that must believe first. It is you, always you. When your mind is fixed on your purpose and fueled by unshakable belief, you become magnetic. Lincoln lost, you act with power, you speak with certainty, and the world begins to respond. Faith is not a luxury. It is the engine of all achievement. Lincoln lost, it is the fire that keeps you moving when the fuel runs low, when the path feels uphill, when the light grows dim. So if you would rise above average, if you would conquer fear, Lincoln lost, if you would claim the life you were born to live, build your faith, feed it, protect it. Let it burn so brightly that it becomes impossible to ignore. Lincoln lost, because once faith has taken root in your soul, there is nothing that can stand in your way. No man achieves greatness alone. The myth of the lone genius, the self-made man, the solitary warrior, it is just that, a myth. Every towering success, Lincoln lost, every monumental achievement has behind it a web of minds working in harmony. When you align yourself with others who share your purpose, when you organize your effort around a unified goal, you unlock a force far greater than anything you could achieve by yourself. That force is organized effort. Lincoln lost. That force is the mastermind. The moment you bring two or more minds together, working in perfect harmony for a definite purpose. Lincoln lost. You create a third mind, a higher intelligence that neither could access alone. This is not ordinary cooperation. This is not mere teamwork. This is an alliance built on purpose, on trust, and on the mutual desire to win. It becomes a channel through which ideas flow faster, obstacles are overcome quicker, and results are multiplied beyond measure. Lincoln lost. Too many people waste their potential trying to do everything themselves. They believe that asking for help is weakness, that collaboration is compromise. But the truth is, Lincoln lost. Going alone limits your speed, your reach, and your impact. You cannot see your blind spots. You cannot master every skill. Lincoln lost, but in alliance with others who complement your strengths, you become something larger than life. When your efforts are scattered, your results are scattered. Lincoln lost, but when they are organized, when every person in your circle knows their role, their purpose, their contribution, you move with precision. You stop reacting. Lincoln lost, and you begin to build deliberately. It is like turning a chaotic current into a laser beam, focused, directed, and unstoppable. Your environment plays a greater role in your success than you realize. Surround yourself with the wrong people, and they will dilute your vision, drain your energy, and distract you from your purpose. But surround yourself with people of belief, of discipline, of purpose, and your results will multiply. You will be held accountable. You will be challenged, and you will rise. A mastermind alliance is not just about brainstorming or sharing ideas. It is about elevating one another, sharpening one another. Lincoln lost, holding one another to the highest standard. It is about shared sacrifice, shared effort, and shared reward. Lincoln lost. It is built on harmony, because even one discordant note can ruin the entire symphony. That's why you must be selective with whom you build. Lincoln lost. You must choose whose vision is as great as yours, whose fire burns just as fiercely. Think of the builders of great empires, the innovators of industry, the leaders of transformation. None of them acted in isolation. Behind every name that history remembers, there were voices, advisors, supporters, and allies. Lincoln lost. Their greatness was not born from ego, but from alignment, from knowing when to lead, when to listen, and when to unite. Lincoln lost. Organized effort is what takes a dream from the clouds and roots it in reality. It turns ideas into blueprints, blueprints into plans, and plans into results. Lincoln lost, but effort without order is wasted motion. It leads to frustration, not fulfillment. That's why the secret is not just hard work. It is harmonious, directed work. Lincoln lost. multiplied through others who believe in the same mission. There is a difference between working with people and building with people. When you build, Lincoln Lost, you create something that stands the test of time. You share responsibility, you share vision, and you share victory. That is the mastermind principle. That is the foundation of sustainable success. So do not be the man who tries to do it all. Be the man who brings others into his vision, who delegates with wisdom. Lincoln Lost, who builds alliances with intention. Recognize that your strength is multiplied when it is aligned with others. Lincoln recognized that success does not reward the isolated. It rewards the organized. Because when you form a true mastermind alliance, Lincoln Lost, when your efforts are sharpened through collaboration, when your direction is unified by purpose, there is no limit to how far, how fast, and how powerfully you can rise. Lincoln Lost comes a time in every pursuit of greatness when the path grows dark, when progress slows, and when every step forward feels like dragging a mountain behind you. Lincoln Lost, that moment, the breaking point, is where most men turn back. They call it fate, they say. It wasn't meant to be. But the truth is, Lincoln lacked the one thing that separates dreamers from doers and wishers from winners. They lacked persistence. Persistence is the master key that unlocks every door. Lincoln Lost, it is the quiet force that keeps moving when others stop. It doesn't ask for applause. It doesn't need motivation. It simply refuses to quit. While talent may shine, Lincoln Lost, while luck may visit, only persistence guarantees that you will remain standing when the storm has passed and the dust is cleared. You see, obstacles are not signs to stop. Lincoln Lost, they are tests placed in your path to see how badly you want what you say you want. Anyone can start. Anyone can get excited. Lincoln Lost, but few stay the course when excitement fades and only effort remains. Lincoln Lost, the man who succeeds is not the man who had an easy road. It is the one who kept walking even when the road disappeared beneath his feet. Lincoln Lost, there is a kind of power that comes when you decide that quitting is no longer an option. It clears your mind. It simplifies your choices. You no longer wonder whether you'll make it. You only ask how long it will take and what price you must pay. And you pay it again and again without hesitation. Lincoln Lost, persistence. Every great achievement in human history was made possible not by brilliance alone, but by the refusal to give up. Lincoln Lost. The light bulb was not invented in a flash of genius. It was perfected through thousands of failures. Every invention, every business empire, every record broken, every barrier shattered, was built by someone who looked at defeat and said, not yet. People love to talk about success. Lincoln Lost, but they rarely speak of the nights spent in silence, working alone while the world sleeps. The rejections, the failures, the ridicule, all endured in silence. Lincoln Lost. Persistence is forged in those lonely hours when no one is watching, when nothing is working, when no results appear, but you keep going anyway. You do not need to move fast. You only need to move forward, inch by inch, step by step. You do not need to conquer the mountain in one day. You only need to keep climbing. Persistence transforms small efforts into monumental results, because while others start and stop, you continue. And in time, you pass them all. The man who persists builds momentum. And momentum is a power most men never experience. When you keep going long after motivation fades, you tap into a deeper level of drive. It is not emotional. It is not situational. It is decision-driven. It is a way of life. You must understand, resistance is not your enemy. Resistance is your training ground. It is what sharpens your discipline, deepens your commitment, and clarifies your purpose. Without resistance, you would never grow strong. You would never be tested. And without the test, there is no testimony. There will be days when you doubt yourself. There will be days when you question everything, your path, your worth, your progress. But those days do not define you. What defines you is what you do in spite of them. What defines you is your refusal to surrender to them. Lincoln Lost. Persistence is not about blind action. It is about determined action. It is knowing where you're going, why you're going there. Lincoln Lost, and never letting temporary defeat become permanent failure. It is being stronger than your excuses, louder than your fears, and more loyal to your dream than to your comfort. Success bows to the one who refuses to bow to circumstances. Keep pushing, keep showing up, keep building. Lincoln, because every great victory is not claimed by the one who had the smoothest journey, but by the one who simply never stopped walking. Lincoln Law, you understand, success is not granted by luck nor delivered by chance. It is earned through laws as real as gravity. Lincoln Lost, and it answers only to those who align their lives with these principles. A definite purpose gives you direction. Faith gives you fuel. Organized effort and alliance multiply your power. And persistence breaks down every wall between you and the life you were born to live. These are not suggestions. Lincoln Lost. These are laws. Obey them and the world bends in your favor. Ignore them and the world moves on without you. Lincoln Lost. The question is not whether the laws work. The question is whether you will work them. And if you do, if you decide right now to build your life around these truths, Lincoln, nothing, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you.